Welcome to another edition of the Real NBA Bunker, brought to you by Samuel Finlay. It's Monday, which means it's time for another podcast. And today's podcast is on, his name is Superman. Well, that's not his real name. His real name is Dwight Howard. This guy is leading the league in the MVP rankings, and man, is he dominant. I'm a big fan of Dwight Howard, and I mean, who isn't? This guy is the most dominating player in the NBA. Points, blocks, rebounds, Dwight Howard fills up the stat sheet basically every night. Right now he's averaging 21.3 points per game and 12.1 rebounds per game. Oh, and did I mention he's also averaging 2.4 blocks per game? What a freak. Dwight Howard's been the best center for a few years now, but this season he's stepped up his play quite dramatically. In the off-season, Dwight trained with legend Hakeem Olajuwon, and you can see it's helped his play a lot. He's hitting those hooks and now even stepping out and shooting some jumpers. Not only is Dwight an awesome player, but man, is he fun to watch when he's on TV. Man, is Dwight Howard good to watch, on and off the court. He's a funny guy, and I advise you to add him on Facebook and Twitter. Back to MVP talk. Not only is he the MVP according to NBA, but in my books he's the MVP so far. When you're talking about MVP, it's someone who, if you take him out of the team that they're in, how would the team be? Well, I think Magic would struggle. And they struggled against the Bucks yesterday without Dwight Howard. He didn't play for him and they lost. And Bogut carved them up. Shout out to Bogut, by the way. He's a fellow Aussie. Nice game yesterday with 31-18. Anyway, back to Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is one of those guys that's impossible to guard. Well, almost. You play behind him, he backs you down and he dunks on you. You play in front of him, they lob the ball over, he catches it and dunks it. He catches it, you double him, he passes it out, and one of their three-point shooters, like JJ Redick, Rashard Lewis, Vince Carter, hits a three. And now with this mid-range game, well, sort of mid-range game, he's established, he's even harder to guard, shooting it and throwing up those hooks. With Dwight Howard and the Magic team, they're tough to beat, and they're going to go pretty deep in the playoffs this year, I'll bet. And if I had to say it right now, they're my tip to be the Eastern Conference champions. But hey, it's a long way to go. With all that said, I'm going to say this and leave it by saying this. Dwight Howard's a beast and there's no big that comes close to him. Anyway, that's all we got time for in today's edition of the Real NBA Bunker podcast. Make sure you stay tuned for Wednesday as another podcast will be out. I'll see you later. Well, I won't be seeing you, I'll be talking to you. But laters.